Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're taking a look at the third in the line of Iron Roar's cat model kits here of these kind of awesome mecha cat model kits. Anyway, we've taken a look at the first two. Now it's time to take a look at this one. Both have been really cool kits, so I'm looking forward to checking out this third one here in the line. We can have a pretty good idea what to expect out of this one, but obviously has a quite cool, unique new styling here on this third iteration. Let's go ahead and check it out here for today's review. And taking a look at the box art here, you can see it kind of has this Chinese warrior kind of vibe to it, whereas we saw with the first one in the line had a kind of ninja sort of theme. The second one had a kind of archer theme. This one's got this Chinese warrior theme, I guess. I'm not sure if there's a better word for that, but anyway, it does look quite cool. On the ends of the box, we just have a zoomed in version of that artwork there on the front. On the top of the box here, then images of the painted kit, what that looks like when it's all painted and decaled up there front and back, and then a look at its different weapons. So it's got a sword, it's got this polearm weapon, it's got a handgun, or two handguns, and then this big hammer weapon as well. So it's got quite the array of weaponry at its disposal. And then on the other side, once again, there's some cool artwork there of the mecha cat, and then another image here for reference of the fully painted and decaled kit, and then the pilot here, Qianryo-yi. I'm sure I butchered the pronunciation of that, but forgive me, guys. Let's go ahead and take a look inside and see what we've got here with this. With the previous two kits, we've had some pretty cool stuff, and it looks like this one is going to continue the trend of having a kind of cloak included here. As we've seen, this makes for a really cool accessory because it's pretty easy to install, and because of the wires installed in the cloak itself, black this time, and the tattered edges down there, it makes it so that it's very easy to pose and looks really cool on the kit, so that's awesome. Other stuff here, once again, we've got an included kind of playing card there with a very kind of Transformers looking kind of design there for that one. A female pilot on the backside for this, but again, pretty cool. Also got, once again, some foil stickers there, not too many, just a few of those, and some water slide decals. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at these. Whoa, they're in a very shiny gold there for the majority of the decals. Some of them are in white, but the majority there, as you can see, in that really nice, bright, shiny gold. Very cool. Taking a look at the instruction manual, then let's see, we've got the artwork from the front of the box there on the front, on the back side, reference image there of the kit. That red looking like a much brighter red than what we have on the front. It looks like kind of a deeper, darker red there, but on the front inside page here, once again, we've got some information there in English and in Chinese about the kind of cat story, I guess, background there about the pilot. That's all just only in Chinese. Some other images down here. Our parts list is in full color, and then getting into the construction, that's just gonna all be here in black and white. So skipping ahead through all of the construction here, let's see, you get through all the weapons and how to equip the weapons and all that good stuff. Then here at the back, we've got our decal guide where all those cool gold decals are going to be placed around on the main kit and on the weapons. And then our color guide over here showing some more reference images there of the weapons and everything, and the colors listed down there at the bottom for you guys. Okay, on the back side, yeah, there's that nice cool image of the kit for reference. Now, once again, for our tail piece here, it's a nice thick wire in white, and that should work very well. Getting into the runners then, right off the bat on the A runner here is that bright red color, looking quite interesting. Up next, runner B is going to be some parts here in white. Runner C2 is in that plated chrome silver here. As we've seen with the past two kits, it makes for a really nice accent there around that bright silver. Runner D then is some more parts here in white, joint parts and hand parts, kind of the inner frame as it were, sort of there is going to be white. Runner E here is in yellow for some accents around on the kit. Runner F is in a medium gray for, again, some of the mechanical aspects of it. Runner G is in a little bit darker red from what we saw there on the A runner. Runner H is in that medium gray. We've got two of these. Runner I for some more bits here in white. Once again, two of this I runner there as well. And then last but not least, the J runner here is going to be some more parts in medium gray. Looks like mostly parts for weapons, and that's going to be about it. Alright guys, and here is the kit all built up for the third kit in this line that I'm taking a look at. I gotta say, it's really interesting how the kits look different from kit to kit to kit. This one, I was also a little bit hesitant as to that red plastic, how that was gonna look. On the kit though, I think it does look really nice. The mixture of the multi-tone red and the white and the different accents that you have on there, the silver accents, the yellow and everything, does make for a cool look. And again, unique from the previous two kits out in the line. Now the base kit itself is gonna act and, you know, it's going to have all the same articulation. Everything's going to be very similar to it. It's mostly just aesthetic changes on the outside and with the weaponry and everything. So let's take a look at that stuff now. So starting off here with our hand options, we've got some closed fists there on the kit. We've also got some open hands here for the left and the right side. And then also for the left and the right side, we've got two different types of holding hands. You can see they neither of which have like a peg, but they are going to be a little bit different in which that you can peg into the hand on the inside. You can see the shapes also a little bit different here on the bottom. So you're going to use a different hand depending on which weapon that you're using. So here is its kind of small pistol weapon, I want to say, question mark. I'm not sure if that's exactly what it's supposed to be because the end of it sort of looks like a kind of shotgun, like dual barrel there. But anyway, this has a little connection piece which will clip right onto the top right there. And that's for plugging onto the side of the backpack like that. Now we have two of them, so you'll plug one onto each side of the back for storage there like so. The rest of the weapons are going to be melee weapons. So we've got this big massive ice hammer, which just reminds me of a ice hammer here because of the spikes, but it's just this big hammer weapon here which has tabs on the side, so for plugging into that hand, but then plenty of space here on the handle for doing a two-handed grip on that. Pretty cool design, relatively simple, doesn't do anything, but it does have some nice markings on there if you did want to put the decals on. We've also got its spear weapon, which is about 22 centimeters in length. This one as well, just the straight handle here, so you can hang on to anywhere on that. The silver plated parts at the end are nice, and these parts can also move. You can open these out to look like something more like that if you wanted to, which is pretty cool, or just leave it closed up like that. This unfortunately doesn't have anywhere to plug onto the kit. There's no connection piece or anything for attaching this. It would have been cool if there was a piece like here at the backpack that this could attach into something like that on its back, but unfortunately not. Last but not least then is going to be its sword, which has a peg on here for plugging this onto this side of the leg right there for storage. And for this one as well, once we pull that out of there, the blade is in that plated silver, which looks really nice. Part of the handle there as well, and then part of here and here. It has some nice detail there at the end, and for the most part these silver plated parts are going to be undergated, but of course on some of these parts there's just no way like to undergate them properly, so you're going to have some visible nub marks there on the plated parts. Lastly, of course, we have the cloak part, which is the same as like what we saw on the C.A.T 02, but in this case it's black instead of tan, and it works the same way. You just have to pop off the head, and then this part fits on top of there and put the head back on, and then it has 3 wires. I didn't mention this in the C.A.T 02. I just mentioned the 2 wires on the side. There is also a wire down the middle as well, and unfortunately because this is black it's going to be kind of hard for you guys to see on camera, but hopefully you guys can see it well enough. So there's 3 like guide wires that will allow you to pose this really nicely, and the tattered ends of it all look really nice. So the cape is a cool touch. I wish that this was maybe a different color other than black, just like a dark gray or something. I think would have been nicer. We'll see how it looks on the kit in a moment. First of all, just talk a little bit more about like some of the stickers here on the kit. We have stickers for the eyes, for these green bits there on the head, and then once again for the ears, inside the ears, that's a couple of gray stickers to give you that gray detail up inside there. Other than that, that's it for stickers, and like I said, all the silver parts on here do make for nice little accents. Around here on the side of the leg, you got another one right there. The claws, once again, also fold out, so those are the kind of retracted versions, and folded out, they are going to look like that, which is pretty cool. And then on the tail, we just have this piece here at the end, and the tail once again is very nice, really easy to form that good, nice, thick, solid wire that you have for that. Won't really go into the articulation as we've been through that in the previous reviews. The articulation on it though is quite nice, and as you'll see with like the posing here, which we will take a look at in just a second, it's really fun and pretty simple kit to pose. One interesting point to note though is that here on the thigh, underneath this part which like attaches at the knee, it's usually just closed up like that, and in the manual it doesn't really show this off, and and it's not really ever made any mention of, but that part is kind of able to fold down like that. And on the inside, I'm not sure if that's meant to be like sort of like little micro missiles or something like that in the front of the thigh that are meant to look like they're that they can fire out of there or something, for example. You have that on the other side as well. On the C.A.T. it was the same but asymmetrical. Like a lot of that kit had a lot of asymmetry going on. It had that on one side, on the other side had just like a different part on the inside. But yeah, the manual never really shows that off anywhere that I've seen, and even in like the promotional images and everything, they never really show that as like a built-in weapon kind of thing on there. So I'm not really sure if that's what that's supposed to be or not, but it seems like it is anyway. Anyway, one more thing to note before we take a look at some posing. Once again, there is no action-based connection point here at the bottom, and we don't have any included base or included connection piece with this. So if you want to have this on a base, one thing that you can do is just plug your base connector into the backpack right there. Alternatively, you'd have to use like this connection piece here around the midsection to hold up the kit if you want to have this in an aerial flying pose or something. But alright guys, so let's take a look at some different poses here with this, and once again we have a lot of really great weapons to choose from. That's one of the things that has been great about all these kits, is that you have a lot of weapon options. We've got the handguns, the sword, the hammer, the spear, and then even on the kit itself you have some kind of built-in weapons with the claws, and I guess the tail if you want to count that as a weapon as well. So you've certainly got plenty of great options there for posing. The cloak looks great. Like I said, I wish that it was just like dark gray instead of straight black, but it looks great as always, like we've seen with the past versions. Well, I guess with the first version it came with like a scarf, not a full-on cloak, but that also looked great. Really cool accessory for that kit. And so like I've said, I've found these kits to be really quite fun and enjoyable, something very different and unique. It's definitely not the kind of thing that if I saw on the shelf between like this and a Gundam kit or anything else like I typically build, it may not be the thing that I initially go to grab. It's not something that I think would initially have much appeal for me, but having built them, like I've said in the past reviews for them, they are really a lot of fun, and so I do really quite enjoy these kits. They're a lot of fun to build and play around with, so I highly recommend checking them out. And the nice thing is that at least of the first three so far, they each have their own kind of very unique style. So if there's one particular style of weaponry or just kind of overall aesthetic of the kit that appeals to you, you can check it out. Of the three so far, this is probably my least favorite just in terms of the aesthetic and the weapons and everything. But as far as the general quality of these kits, I mean, they're really nice. So whichever version appeals to you the most, I would say definitely check it out. And that's really going to be about all we have here for today. So if you want to check out these kits here for yourself, check them out at USA Gundam Store. The link will be down in the video description below. At the moment of recording this, I believe all three versions are still in stock, so you can check them out there. And as always guys, if you would also like to make sure that you're subscribed down below, that would also be greatly appreciated. Thank you guys so much. Let me know in the comments which of the three that are released in this line so far do you guys like the best, just the design and the weapons and everything of the kit. I think probably the first one is still my favorite, but the second one was a whole lot of fun, I gotta say. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments, which one is your favorite, and again, I hope you guys all have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.